Hello, everybody. New Manchester here, back with another video. And this is a radio style podcast video. And before I start this off, I'm going to give a message to one of my subscribers, and his name is, I can find his name, have it on a tablet. His name is Jeremiah0917. And this is a message to him. I unsubscribed to you because, well, you didn't give me a reason why you want to sub to me. Why you want me to sub to you? I mean, you provided a link for me to a video of someone filming a brand new pickup truck, and you told me this in this link, which is a comment. Go and watch the video. When you get done watching it, go and sub to me. And you told me a lie in saying that you took one of my videos and made a video of me talking about how much Texas sucks. But it turned out to be a lie. In the video that you wanted me to watch wasn't about you taking snippets of videos about me bashing Texas. You just wanted me to you just provided a link to me watching a video of someone filming a truck inside and out. You didn't give me a reason to sub to you, so I decided to unsubscribe to you. So I guess you're gonna go and unsubscribe to me. So you're a strange person, so I don't really care. I mean, you got to give me a reason why you want me to sub to you, and you haven't gave me a reason why. I mean, so that's all. That's all I gotta say. And before I start this video off, somebody by the name of LOL dropped a comment on one of my videos on my YouTube channel titled 46 Reasons Why the USA Sucks. And this is what he said. This is truly racism at its finest. What did we ever do to you? Your points have no sources. We are a melting pot of a diversity. You legit sound like an incel. And he put 3 crying faces or laughing on the comment. Here's more. How are Americans stupid? We are one of the most innovated. You can't even get the words out of your mouth. You can't even speak properly. Cry on, retard. US, 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 US. This is hilarious. I mean, first of all, LOL. I mean, you're so busy trying to bash me by putting this comment down, and you can't even type it properly. I mean, some of the things you said didn't make any sense, like this. We are a melting pot of a diversity, meaning we are a melting pot of diversity. I mean, you're too busy trying to bash me, and you can't even type down a comment and watch what you type down. And you just type down something that just in part of this comment that didn't make a whole lot of sense. And yeah, another American who, just one American who wanna beat his chest and say that America's the best, and it clearly isn't. It has so many problems. And he's saying that the video, which is 46 Reasons Why the USA Sucks, isn't true. And he says that it has no sources, and it does. He's just a blind freedom loving goofball. And that's what he is. I mean, Freedom, freedom, freedom. We're the best. We're the best country in the world. And USA, USA, USA. Um, yeah, well, in this video, in this radio style podcast, I'm going to read about the healthcare in France. And the healthcare in France is nothing like the healthcare here in the USA, which is the United States of America. So, crap. Okay, here it is. I wrote it down on paper, and I got it off of a YouTube video from France 24, which is a news station in France coming out of Paris, France. It's a Paris, France news channel. And there's this segment on it called French Connection with two women on it. And I wrote it down, and they talked about the French healthcare system. So I'll just go ahead and read it. When it comes to healthcare, the French are extremely proud of their system. And we have every reason to be. It is high quality, accessible, and affordable. The French healthcare system is ranked the best in the world. The critics say the system is hemorrhaging money, so who pays for it or what its long-term prognosis? The French love to complain, but one thing that will always stick up for is the French healthcare system. That is because France ranks among the best in the world when it comes to the general health of the population. The infant mortality rate is 4%, 100 births, and the life expectancy is 79 for men and 85 for women. The infant mortality rate is very low and the life expectancy is pretty high. Getting affordable and quality health care is not something French people worry about. They know there will be a safety net for them no matter what. In France, health insurance is mandatory and universal, which covers all legal residents. Almost everyone has a health care card called the Vitale. The Vitale is a health care card or half French ID card that is the symbol of the French healthcare system. What you do is to show up at your point of care and you swipe the card and it contains all the details for your rights to treatment and refunds, which are generous and wide-ranging. France's health insurance system is part of the broad social protection program called Le Soleil Sodal, which also covers things like pension and family subsidies. Solidarity is a crucial part of the system. The government refunds 70% of most healthcare costs and 100% of fees for serious or chronic illness like cancer and AIDS. In other words, the sicker the person is, the less they pay. So who fits the bill? Well, largely the public. More than 40% of healthcare spending is financed by payroll taxes. A third comes from income taxes, which is relatively high in France, and the rest on taxes on tobacco, alcohol, and soda. Also, the pharmaceutical industry and the small amount of state subsidy. Everyone pays into the system, but people get a lot out of it. Patients have total choice where they go for care or who they see. In other words, there is no gatekeepers. And French health insurance covers a lot. Inpatient, outpatient care, house call, specialists, prescription drugs, mental health, maternity care, even some form of alternative medicine like acupuncture. The French love their health care. One thing you often hear abroad about French health care that it is 100% socialized, but that's wrong. For instance, a majority of French doctors are self-employed. I didn't write a lot of it, so yeah. So, sounds like the French healthcare system is better than the broken, dysfunctional, bureaucratic healthcare system in the US. And going back to what LOL said, telling me on my video 46 reasons why the USA sucks, is this is truly racism at its finest. What did we ever do to you? Your points have no sources. We are a melting pot of a diversity. You legit sound like an incel. How are Americans stupid? We are one of the most innovative. You can't even get the words out of your mouth. You can't even speak properly. Cry on, retard. US, 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 US. Well, in that video, I was stumbling on speaking, but in this, I'm talking very clearly. I mean, I was just getting choked up when I talk. So, yes, I have a learning disability, but I'm not a retard. Okay, I can get over what I was born with. And this guy, LOL, can't even talk about why America's so great. The only thing he can talk about is we are the most innovative, which is true, but America has tons and tons and tons of problems, and I can read them out to you. I can find it. Okay. This is what America has. This is what the United States of America has that France does not have. Lowest life expectancy, highest rate of homicide, high rates of teenage births, high rates of obesity, a very large prison population, low levels of child well-being, low levels of social mobility, a broken, dysfunctional bureaucratic healthcare system, racial profiling law enforcement practice from police, the reality of Donald Trump, the Republicans, and establishment moderate corporate centrist Democrats represent the interests of big businesses and corporations. Broken education system, military industrial complex. So, LOL did not tell me about all of this. I mean, he's so blind about how America is so great, and he quick to call me an incel. I guess in that video I was bashing the women here in America. First of all, I'm not an incel, and I have sense enough to know how a country is, and you don't have a clue how bad this country is. Cause you know what? I'm gonna grab a passport, my passport, a boarding pass, and head overseas. You probably don't have a passport. You probably don't have anything. You probably just some snot-nosed punk kid living with your mom and dad, sitting in the basement, staring at a computer screen and typing away on a keyboard. I mean, you're so badass on sending this comment to my 46 reasons why the USA sucks video on my channel. I mean, and you saying what you're saying to me in that comment, but you probably don't have the balls, in the guts, in the courage to walk up to me face to face and say that to me. Because you know what will happen if you say that to me? I will ball my fists up and knock you the fuck out. That's what I will do to you. But you're probably going to run and call the dildo police security cops. The police are a joke here in America. They're going to come and arrest me and take me to jail. But you know what? I'm not gonna punch you in the face. I'm not gonna hurt anybody like you in America, because you know people like you in America don't have a clue. And you talk about, what did we ever do to you? I mean, you did something to me. You tore me down and bashed me and tried to hurt my feelings and called me an incel. I mean, that's just laughable. I mean, your little comment to me just went over like a fart in church. Just like some things I read about America and the entire United States of America has went over like a fart in church. I mean, comparing the US to France is like comparing a chocolate chip cookie with a stale piece of bread. And America is stale. America is stale, boring, and empty. All America is all about is working, consuming, paying bills, following the laws, following the extremely strict, ultra strict, rigid laws. And that's it. And America is all about doing business. I mean, you can't meet people, you can't talk to people, you can't form friendships. I mean, and the only way you're going to talk to someone is through business-related purposes. That's it. That's all America's all about. It's just a ultra strict workaholic society. And and France doesn't have these problems. I mean, I did a video about France, 40 things about France. That's up on my channel, this channel. And that video about France and France, the country in general, just blows the United States away. You know, people in America, like, LOL, all they're good for is just tearing people down, tearing these so-called incels down. Incels like Elliot Rogers, Nicholas Cruz. They just tear these people down, and these people just get angry, lose it, and go on mass shootings. And people like LOL will say this: "Oh my God, he's a monster. He killed all those people. He's so terrible." And before all of this, like, they'll bash a person, calling them a retard, an incel, and bash them how they talk. I mean, they just bash people who are struggling, who are disabled, who can't do something for themselves, or anybody, like virgins. People in America just tear these people down, and these people with their mental health, like, it just affects their mental health with the negativity from LOL, and just destroys them. Like, really, like, destroys their mental health, make them go crazy, lose it, and grab a gun and go in mass shootings. I mean, and also, I told my dad that I want to move to France and I want to have dual citizenship with the United States and France, and I want to live mostly in France and like come to the U.S. on vacation. My dad told me this. I don't know. There's a language barrier. You have a learning disability, and you will get upset and you will lose it and go crazy and get mad and destroy things if you can't learn the French language, meaning that he's saying that I would get mad and destroy things and lose it like I did on 3 previous jobs that I got fired from. Well, the jobs that I got fired from were there were jobs that had an unfriendly workplace, and everybody was toxic and tearing me down and making me lose it. But in people like my father, but in the minds of people like my father, my dad just believes that blame yourself. It's your fault. You did this. It's no one's fault but your fault. So if I get mad and lose it because someone tears me down and I hurt someone out of anger and affects my mental health, it's my fault. Blame myself. Just blame myself. But if I'm fake, arrogant, and blind, like most people in America, I'm normal. But if I'm not showing this, I'm crazy, and I'm gonna be taken to see a lot of shrinks, mental health professions. One of them will prescribe me to take some pills, and these pills are gonna make me drowsy and make me fall asleep. And and I told my dad about him telling me I'm gonna fail in France because there's gonna be a language barrier, my learning disability. I'm gonna get mad and lose it because I won't be able to learn the French language because of my learning disability. And basically, he's telling me I'm gonna fail, and I repeated what he said to me, and I said this. Well, it's because people in America are toxic. They like to tear people down and make them feel less about themselves, like they're nothing, like they're no good. And I told my dad this, and my dad said this to me: I am not going to argue with you. And all this took place over the phone, and I hung up on him, and I didn't want to hear any of it at all. And going back to the French healthcare system, the French healthcare system it is not socialized. I mean, it's private. It's a good system, but it has its problems. And I heard on the video from French Connection on France 24 English, or France 24 in Paris, France, on YouTube, talked about patients are dying because some people are not getting the health care that they get, and the system is underfunded. It needs to be funded, and the funds need to be increased. Like lack of doctors, lack of hospital beds, hospital equipment, hospital staff. Yeah, and I watched a video from a black guy in Canada. I don't know what his name is. And he's talked about Americans are moving to Canada because of good quality life and health care. And he said this: health care in Canada isn't free. Where does all this money comes from? It comes from taxes, taxpayers. Taxpayers pay the taxes, and the taxes are high, and Canadians pay more for everything in taxes. And he kept saying this over and over and over again, and I'm saying to myself, well, you're going after Americans who don't know nothing about the healthcare in Canada, and they listen to Canadians and people in other countries with universal health care saying that their health care is free. And you don't go after those people. You just go after Americans. So his argument is one-sided, and he needs to go after people in Canada who go around talk about the health care is free. He doesn't go after them. He just goes after Americans who hear this and talk about this. So I think he needs to be fair. He needs to educate and school Americans on healthcare in Canada and go after Canadians who say that healthcare is free. And in a universal healthcare system, healthcare isn't free. It isn't. It's paid for through public taxation. The taxes are high. And the tax dollars come from the taxpayers to give to the government to keep the system, so the government can keep the system afloat. And that's true. I mean, and I know this. And and you got people in healthcare system in universal healthcare countries. They're gonna complain about the healthcare, the wait times, and they say that they're gonna wait longer for specialists and everything. Yeah, the healthcare has its problems, but overall it works and it's a lot better than what America has. And yeah, I heard in Canada that the indigenous people are not covered under the healthcare, and other people are not covered because the healthcare doesn't cover them. And I think expanding coverage will work. And yeah, I heard that the prescription drugs are pretty expensive. And yes, yeah, and systems like that, there's room for improvements. Need improvements, and I think that's something people who give statistics and facts about universal health care in their countries. I mean, they don't talk about you have a choice which doctor you want, or you can go to any hospital that you want. You have no one telling you where you go. You have to worry about premium co-pays and deductibles or any of that stuff. They don't talk about that. They just talk about, oh, the taxes are high and where you think the money goes to get this, and it's a commie system. So yeah, whatever. So universal health care isn't perfect, but overall it works. It works, and I've been listening to a doctor from Toronto by the name of Dr. Danielle Martin, and she will tell you the truth about this. And I heard her on some videos on YouTube talking about healthcare in Canada. So I'm not interested in moving to Canada, and I really don't care. Yeah. Overall, France has a better healthcare system. And plus, you have to worry about people tearing you down, like guys like LOL who dropped a comment on one of my videos on my YouTube channel. So, in France and other countries outside of America, the environment is less toxic. The people are friendly, down to earth, talkable, approachable. You can connect with people. The people are real and authentic. I mean, you can talk to them about anything. They're easy to talk to. I mean, you won't be able to talk to everybody. You can talk to some people, and also you won't be alone. You'll be less alone. And here in America, you'll be more alone. And and sick in the head, brain dead people in America like LOL watch videos on these incels. And they just go and just bash them and tear them down if they bash America. And he talks about again, what did we ever do to you? I mean, what you just did to me, you just insulted me. You put me down, called me an incel, and bashed me on what I was speaking on in 46 Reasons Why the USA Sucks, and saying that my words, I can't even get the words out of my mouth. And saying that I can't speak properly, and you call me a retard. You call me a retard and an incel. So, I guess if that makes me mad and set me off, and I grab a gun and go and kill and shoot people, I mean, I'm a monster. So I'm not gonna do any of this. And LOL is just a toxic, insane, brain dead, clueless idiot, and he is. So screw LOL, and and I really don't care about my father telling me that I'm gonna struggle in France and by there's gonna be a language barrier because I don't speak French, and I have a learning disability, and also I won't be able to learn the French language because I'm not gonna memorize words that are said in English in French, and I'm gonna lose it and just get mad and go crazy and destroy things like I did on the 3 previous jobs that I got fired from. Yeah. Yeah, I worked at a grocery store, worked at TJ Maxx, and I worked at Walmart. And right now I'm unemployed at the moment. So I'm eventually gonna get a job soon. And I'm not gonna let crap I'm not gonna let crap from LOL and my father get to me. And I'm gonna go back to what my father said. My father said there's gonna be a language barrier, meaning that I don't speak French and everybody in France speaks French. Well, not everybody speaks French. There's gonna be some people there who speak English. It's not gonna be a totally francophone country, and 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 French is the strongest language, and it exists, and it's the only language, and English is nowhere to be seen, and English is there in France. Second, he says I have a learning disability. Well, I can get over this. My learning disability is basically um I can't remember what I've learned because my brain has trouble receiving and processing information, and uh, I can't comprehend anything, and have poor comprehension and reading skills. And plus, he said I'm gonna get angry and lose it because, well, throw in language barrier and not able to learn how to speak French, and he said that this is going to make me angry. Basically, I'm going to turn into the Incredible Hulk and get angry and lose and destroy things and act like this. Me Hulk smash! Me Hulk smash! Me Hulk smash! Me Hulk smash! So, I'm not going to worry about what LOL on YouTube says. I'm not going to worry about what my father says. They're just clueless, stuck in a box Americans who just don't have a clue about anything. Oh well, that's all I gotta say in this radio style podcast video. Later. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm going back to what my father told me, saying that I'm gonna fail in France because of a language barrier and a learning disability. And I'm gonna get mad and lose and destroy things. Well, I'm gonna have a comparison with society here in the US and society in France. Okay, the society in the US is people are toxic, unfriendly, mean spirited. They will rip on you, they'll put you down. They will accuse you of being mean to them, saying that you're a threat, you know, and all the toxic, mean things that they say to you will just drive you to be dangerous and by being a threat by hurting people. And you're crazy, you need to see a shrink and be doped up on some pills, and these pills are going to help you, quote unquote, help you cope with your problems. Well, in France, on the other hand, is nothing like that. The people are less, well, the society is less toxic, the people are friendly, down to earth, sociable, they're sane, authentic, and real because their society is sane and down to earth compared to the U.S., which is insane and not down to earth. So, in other words, I'm not going to display fits of rage, anger, and destruction in France. I'm not going to display any of that because my mental health will be soothed and strengthened. And it won't be depleted and drained and destroyed like here in the U.S. So my dad is wrong on that, and he is. And if there's anybody out there who believes what I believe, just drop a comment. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But if you say a lie about me, I'm gonna go after you. So, so that's all I gotta say in this video, and I'm gonna wish myself luck on this. Trying to get a job and work and save money and get that opportunity to move to another country and receive citizenship there. All right, that's all I gotta say, and that's all I gotta add to this radio style podcast. All right, later.